Okay, so this one is called kill Cafe bit or recovery up here. Basically, in order to stop the mad coder evil genius, you need to decipher the encrypted message he sent to his minions. The message contains several numbers that, when typed into a supercomputer, will launch a missile into the sky, blocking out the sun, and making all the people of Earth grumpy and sad. Well, we don't want that. you figured out that some numbers have a modified single digit in their binary representation. More specifically, in the given number n, the kth, or the, I can't even pronounce that, the kth bit from the right was initially set to 0, but its current value might be different. It's now due to write a function that will change the kth bit of n back to 0. So the example sort of explains very much well what we need to do. We've got the number, which is 37 here. The kth bit is number 3, and the output needs to be 33. So here it explains even further. We've got 37, and then we're changing that to the binary number. I'm not too sure what the word is here. I know when it's sort of top right, it's to the power of. I'm not too sure what it is when it's bottom right. But we're turning it into a binary number. And then we're taking out, so we've got 0, 1, 2, where are we? 3, yep. So index 3, so 0, 1, 2, 3. No, that's incorrect. Let's just read that. Kth bit from the right. So 1, 2, 3 from the right, which gets us to the 1. We want to change that 1 to 0, and then we want to turn it back to a binary number. So 100001 gives us 33. And that's what our answer should be, 33. So it can be a bit confusing because we've got return, and then we've got this bit here highlighted yellow. And if we were to delete this, we get this down here, which says, please do not modify the existing code. Now, for the starters, I'm just going to modify it. And I'm just going to sort of get rid of it and explain the way and how I worked it out. And then just turn it into a one-liner so it works. But there are much shorter, probably a lot more efficient ways of doing this. It's just the way and how I've sort of learned to figure it out. So first of all, we have our number, which is n, and we need to basically change this number into a binary number. So if I just do sort of const binary, so we know that that's what it's going to be. And if we just do n.toString, and then in here we're going to put the number 2. And then what this will do is it will just change it to a binary number. So if I do we first of all want to do return binary. And what we've got here is our binary number of 37, and we just double check, and that number there is the exact same for our output. So we have our binary number, and we actually want it into an array. So if we do n.toString.split, and then within our split we put the single quotes, that will now be an array. And it's not an array because it's not defined, because we need to do ARR there. Run the tests, and what you'll see here is our binary number is now put into an array. So now we have that. The next thing that we want to do is we have an array and we want to loop through it with map. So if we get our binary array and we do .map, I'm just for now going to change this to something called just updated ARR, and then we'll just change the return just so we can see And I've put a space there, I don't really know why. So what our map function, what map method is going to call out is we want our element. We also want the index and the array. And my spelling is horrendous. Always has been, always will be. I just accept it. Okay, so within this map method, what we are going to want to do is we need to say if the index is equal to the array dot length minus k. And then when it hits that, so if I just sort of explain down here, so we have got our array, which is 1 0 0 1 0 1, and length, the array minus k, so that's 1 2 3 4, that's 6, minus k is k this time is 3. 6 minus 3 gives us 3. So 0 1 2 3. So when it hits this one here, the 1, and that's the one which we want to change, which is exactly the same as going backwards by 3, so 1 2 3. When it hits this element, we are going to want to do an output of 0, but don't put 0 because it's a string, so we want to do a string of 0, and we want to return this. And for every other index, we just want to return the element. Goodness me. Yeah, we want to return the element, and I need to remember to do my semicolons. Just good practice. Okay, so now with that sorted, if we are now going to do return updated array, run the tests, what we're going to see is the updated array. So originally that was 1 there, and now it's 0. We want to now turn this array into a string. So if we say, I don't know, const updated string, and the updated string is going to be updated array dot join, and then we want our single quotes within the join. We're now returning the updated string. I don't know why I didn't do str. Run the tests. So now we have our new binary number as a string. Now, this is where I had to do some sort of looking up to figure out how to change our binary string, I guess, into an actual number. And what we need to use is, I believe it's called, I might be saying this really incorrectly, but parse int. So if we do const, not binary number, result, and our result is going to be equal to, and it's parse int, and then we put our updated string, which is the representation of our binary number, and then we do comma and then 2, and then what this will do is it will change our representation of the binary number as a string into the actual number it should be. So in this case it would be 33. And I didn't do return, so return the result and run the tests, and there we go. We've got our result of 33, and we go through all the tests, it's all correct. However, we have this warning here. It says do not modify existing code. So if I click submit, it doesn't work. We have to make it into a one-liner for it to work. Obviously, this code here, it can be even written out much more clearer, but This is just a quick sketch, I guess. So we need to make it into a one line. So first of all, we'll have our return, and there you see that warning has disappeared. Really annoying. But anywho, so we've got return. First thing we're going to do is pass hint, and then we're going to do comma and 2. And then before the comma, what we're going to want to have is, if we just delete these lines as we write them out, we don't need the return because we've got the return. So I don't know why that's popped back up, but it's just really annoying. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is n.toString and then 2. We want to split this to turn the string into an array. Now with the array, we want to use the map method through that, and what we need is the elements, the index, and also the array. Remember, we're doing it on one line. So we've got that bit there done. Within this map method, we want to do index. If the index is equal to the array minus k, and then if that the array dot length minus k, sorry, and then if the two numbers match up, we want to return a string of 0. If they don't match up, we just want to return the element. Once we've got our new array, we want to join all the elements in the array together. So it's now a string. So that's all of that done. We've joined them all up, so it's now a string of our binary number. We're using the parse int with the comma 2 at the end. And yeah, I believe that's it. We run the tests. Correct, 10 out of 10. We do submit, and it's correct. So this is the final solution for the challenge called recovery. Now, if we go to the solutions, there's a few on here. I just don't understand it. I understand how we work it out with this one here, but I'm not too sure on this. I don't understand this method whatsoever. If you do, please do explain in the comments how you get to that or what it's doing. Same with another one down here. That's exactly the same. I just don't get it. But for my working out, this is how I got to the final solution for recovery.